Thank you, and hello everyone. We are excited to introduce Select Connect Edition, Bentley's comprehensive program for your design and analytical modeling applications. Select Connect Edition represents the most significant upgrade to Bentley's flagship Select program since its inception. Select Connect Edition ensures infrastructure professionals have the tools and the services they need as their organizations embrace going digital. So how do project delivery and owner-operator organizations equip their teams? It starts with applications, and with Bentley, you have a choice. You can purchase perpetual licenses to provide your professionals with what they need for their predictable, ongoing work, and your applications are kept continuously updated through Select. For spikes in your work, you can also choose to use term licenses. With term licenses, you use exactly what you need when you need it, and you only pay for what you use. With Bentley, you have a choice. You can purchase perpetual licenses for any of Bentley's entire comprehensive portfolio of design and analytical modeling applications. And your licenses are pooled countrywide, allowing them to be shared by modeling professionals throughout your organization. Pooled licenses are significantly more valuable and cost-effective than named user licenses and ensure that you are better positioned with the licenses you need to conduct your ongoing work. To extend your flexibility and to keep your perpetual licenses evergreen, we provide you with an annual portfolio balancing right. With portfolio balancing, you can exchange any of your licenses for other titles from Bentley's portfolio. Portfolio balancing lets you align your application portfolio with your evolving project mix and organizational requirements. And to keep your team productive, you benefit from 24/7, 365 support from Bentley's worldwide team of engineering experts. With term licensing, you only pay for what you use. Select term licenses have a quarterly term, making it easier to calibrate your use to the heartbeat of your projects. And your term licenses are always current and supported 24/7, 365. You can choose to equip your team entirely through perpetual licenses. Or you might prefer a pure consumption model using term licenses to exactly match your licensing to your usage. Or you can use a combination of perpetual and term licensing. With Bentley, you have a choice. Much has changed since Select and its subscription model was introduced over 2 decades ago. Select reflected Bentley's core value of a continuous and collaborative relationship with our users and ensured we were best aligned to the work and goals of your organizations. But now the world is very different. When Select was first introduced, there was no internet, no cell phones, no laptops. Payphones were still common. The CD had just been introduced, and email was still in its infancy. Think of it. Most young adults cannot even imagine such a world. They work differently, they play differently, they have a thirst for information, and they must have it where they are and when they need it. Everything is in the now, and they consume it in bite-sized portions. They keep informed differently, and they learn differently. The millennials are the stewards of the digital generation. They're the digital natives, and being digital is part of everything they are and everything they do. But all of us live in a digital world now. We all stay connected. We all take our work and our data wherever we go. We want instant access to exactly the right information, and we want it exactly when we need it. The very nature of how projects are delivered is undergoing transformative change. The infrastructure community is going digital. Our teams now need to be connected to their work, to their information, and to each other at all times, no matter where they are, whether it's at the office, in the field, or on the site. So, with the Select Connect edition, we are introducing Connect services to meet these requirements and to support your organizations in your journeys of going digital. Connect services are an included benefit for every Select subscriber and will empower users to master the use of Bentley applications, individuals to get work done at any time from any place, and teams to connect and to collaborate. Application mastery will be delivered through adaptive learning services, which will incorporate and supersede all offerings previously available through the Bentley Learn subscription. You will continue to be able to take advantage of on-demand courses, live virtual training, and virtual learning conferences. But we will now deliver content directly to your applications through ProjectWise, including contextual assistance provided through short feature and workflow videos, as well as personalized learning paths and knowledge maps. ProjectWise will also increasingly leverage Azure-based machine learning to further personalize its recommendation for each user. Personal mobility services will allow users to get work done at any time from any place. You will have secure access to your work from any device through Bentley's apps for iOS, Android, and Windows, including Navigator Mobile, ProjectWise Edge Mobile, OpenRoads Navigator Mobile, ProjectWise Worksite, and Bentley Map Mobile. ProjectWise connection services will allow teams to connect and to collaborate. With Select Connect Edition, every user of a Bentley application now becomes a ProjectWise user. You can securely share and deliver application data, collaborating with other users. And users can create, send, and receive transmittals, submittals, and RFIs. Plus, they can access Component Center content and BIM standards to support design and analytical modeling workflows. Teams will also benefit from dashboards for each connected project to review project status as well as to benchmark project performance. So, there you have it, the incredible value of the Select Connect edition with Connect services. And today we'll get a detailed look at one part of that, how teams can connect and collaborate through ProjectWise connection services. I'd like to introduce Nicole Stefano, Senior Director, Product Marketing, and Teresa Corti, Applications Engineer, for a presentation on ProjectWise connection services. Nicole?
Today, Teresa and our presentation will focus on ProjectWise connection services. As Amy mentioned, Select Connect services will allow your teams to connect and to collaborate. We do this in an effort to provide every Bentley Design application user access to ProjectWise connection services, where you and your project teams will have an opportunity to collaborate with new and improved capabilities, helping you to share your project content, adhere to standards, communicate requirements as well as deliverables, and provide you the capability to understand overall project status. Today, it is Teresa and my goal to be able to introduce these services to you and highlight where you'll be able to benefit from these great new capabilities. A major challenge you and many organizations face today is connecting project teams to information and making that information accessible by all of your team members, whether they're remote, as well as your project stakeholders and project participants. Many organizations do not offer a standard system for project collaboration, and often you'll rely on emails. Sometimes you'll rely on uncontrolled information like Box or Dropbox, and many of you still may be using FTP sites. Ultimately, these point solutions leads to siloed systems where you really don't have visibility into project status of your key deliverables. They could be transmittals and submittals. And because you don't have this information, often the responses to these transmittals and submittals are late. Approvers are missed, which can impact schedule and budgets. What's missing from these point solutions is a keen understanding of your complex world, your project ecosystem, your extended project teams. Often an issue or problem could be recognized, and there's a ripple effect across your team, your supply chain, and almost always you as a designer or engineer need to be engaged. You need to update your design files, and then you need to re-communicate that information quickly. What separates Bentley apart from other engineering and design providers is we offer you a connected, collaborative experience with these new services. We'll help you remove information silos, eliminate alternative solutions, so ultimately you and your team can access this project content securely and improve collaboration amongst your project participants, team members, and again, provide visibility into your stakeholders. Today, we'll take a look at some example workflows with a goal to demonstrate how you'll be able to improve collaboration and coordination amongst your team. We'll help you understand with these new services how you can access BIM standards, such as components and catalogs. We'll also show how you'll be able to more easily share your files, your drawings, as well as access this project content. We'll introduce a service that will help you track your transmittals, as well as incoming submittals and RFIs. And we'll help you realize how you can take advantage of dashboards. You'll have key performance indicators that'll help you understand the status of those deliverables, ultimately helping you to keep your projects moving forward. We're going to get started first with how you can quickly access BIM standards and components, and then use this information as you're designing. Today, you might be relying on outdated methods to share these standards, whether it be an FTP site or a file server. We're going to show you how you have a new capability and a new service to access this information, not just you, but all the designers within your organization and on that project team. With the Component Center, a new ProjectWise connection services, you will now have quick and easy access to the components, and you can use this directly from Connect Edition applications. This will help you to speed your design workflows, as well as help you capture component information throughout the project lifecycle. Now, content for MicroStation and OpenRoads will be available initially. And as we release additional Connect Edition applications throughout the second half of this calendar year, you'll be able to use this information as well. What the Component Center will provide is you the capability to centrally manage and make universally accessible information so that you and your team have access to consistent content for all of your projects, helping you to better manage assets throughout their project life cycle. So at this point, I'm going to turn it over to Teresa, who will provide a detailed demonstration for you. Teresa?
How many times do you struggle with cell libraries, blocks, family parts, and the problem that originates as each project participant has his own library on his computer? As an electrical engineer, for example, you will want to see only the electrical components to design this substation. With Component Center, just browse a catalog explorer by category to find the transformer you want and place it with precision using the design application tools. As a plant engineer, you can search your project for plant components. Once you found the one you were looking for, in this case a vessel, you can view the properties and the specifications associated with it, and you can place it as it is, or modify the properties so it will fit in the desired location without having to create a new component.
Thanks, Teresa. As I mentioned earlier to everyone, many design teams will use a variety of ways to share content with their project team members. Some will use uncontrolled methods like email. Others will use FTP sites, and this really could cause a risk to the integrity of your design. And other options like free file share systems, whether it be Box or Dropbox, can pose a security risk. And neither of these solutions really give you the capability to provide sharing of that information in that controlled environment as well as in a project context. Now, as we introduce this new ProjectWise connection service, specifically ProjectWise Share, you'll be able to expedite sharing with your team members, whether it be on a person-to-person perspective or whether it be with the entire project team. You'll be able to share things like drawings and iModels and PDFs and really all project-related content. And you can ensure that this is being shared with authorized project recipients. Now, Project Share will eliminate any risks to intellectual property, and as we continue to enhance this capability, you as a Bentley Design application user will soon have built-in save as options from within your design application. And this will help you easily expedite the exchange of your drawings and iModels to your project team. So at this point, I'd like to turn it over to Teresa, and she'll provide a detailed demonstration of ProjectWise Share. Teresa?
When you work in a project, you will need to share information with other participants, and they will need to share information with you. So some will use emails, others FTP sites, and others will use Dropbox, for example. Therefore, the information will be scattered all over different systems. Within your ProjectWise project, you can share all your project information with specific project participants through Project Share. You can create folders to help you better organize your project data. You can upload Office documents, PDFs, iModels, design files, and they will be instantly available to those project participants to review, comment, or use as reference files. You can easily navigate to any folder or search for the file you are looking for. Once you find the file, you can download it to use as reference file or to review it, for example. You can make some comments with your desired application and upload the comments to Project Share. It will automatically create a new version of the file. If you want to share your iModels with your subcontractors, just upload them to Project Share. The subcontractor will have the ability to open the iModels using Bentley Navigator on his mobile device or desktop application. With Project Share, you can capture and share real-time changes, collaborate on latest documents anywhere and anytime over mobile and desktop devices.
Managing contractual deliverables are essential to every project. Your design files, approved for construction documentation, and specifications must be transmitted and tracked. Unfortunately, when a team relies on email or another mechanism, there's a challenge with really understanding who received what and when. And when you think about the number of transmissions in a particular project, it's an awesome amount of responsibility to understand, did they actually receive this information? Was it opened? Ultimately, this leads to a limited understanding of where you are today and what's still out there, and not having insight into this information may impact your overall project schedule. Now, with ProjectWise deliverables management, you'll be able to expedite your submittals by simplifying the creation of this data as well as the management of this critical information. We offer you the capability to track transmittals as well as the receipt of incoming submittals and RFIs. By leveraging this new cloud service, you'll be able to ensure timely review and approvals of this critical information. You'll be able to audit all transactions and have a clear understanding of who received what and when, keeping your project moving forward. At this point, I'm going to turn it back over to Teresa for another demonstration. Teresa?
Do you send your deliverables packages through mail or upload the documents to an FTP site? Is it hard for you to keep track of the responses and the due dates, thus incurring in extra cost to the project because of delayed responses? ProjectWise Deliverables Management will help you manage all your incoming and outgoing submittals, transmittals, and RFIs. From the portal, you can see the status of your incoming as well as outgoing packages. When you want to send documents to your contractors or clients and want to establish and track due dates and responses, just create a transmittal, select the purpose, add the participants that should receive this information, add the documents you wish to include in this transmittal. You can add a package or just several files at a time, and you can define the acknowledge and response due dates. You can also add reminder days so you will receive notifications when a due date is approaching. Before issuing the transmittal, you can check the cover letter to verify that you are sending the information you want to the right participants. Once you send the transmittal, the recipients will receive a notification and can open the package in their own connected project. They must acknowledge the package before they can start responding. This will ensure you that all participants have received and at least viewed the package. Once they acknowledge the transmittal, the participants can download the files, review them, and start responding. They can very easily approve or reject the documents, or they can add additional reviewers from their own organization. Once finished, they can send the responses. The sender will receive instant notifications when the transmittal has been acknowledged and responded by each participant. At any time, the sender can review the progress of the transmittal, who has acknowledged and responded, how many documents were approved, approved with comments, rejected, or not yet responded. He can see the progress by recipient or the overall progress. Also, he can see a very detailed history of the transmittal, with every action performed to it, when it was performed, and by whom. With ProjectWise Deliverables Management, you can create and deliver your submittal packages in minutes instead of days. Draw attention to actionable items by issuing automated alerts to project recipients, and track the status of your submittals with color-coded indicators that help you identify work progress and expedite delays.
Thanks again, Teresa. And finally, your team leads as well as project managers need the ability to understand the status of those contractual deliverables that Teresa just demonstrated. The goal here is that they have the capability to evaluate overall project performance and identify potential risks to the delivery of their projects. Another great need is to really get a keen understanding of how those contractors are performing. Are they being responsive? Are they following up with items that require their attention? Now, with ProjectWise performance dashboards, you will provide your team leads and project manager with better transparency into the work that you're doing. They'll be able to zero in on potential bottlenecks in an effort to control changes and help them keep on track. These dashboards will provide a better understanding of not only your document and deliverable status, but as well as how your contractors are performing. At this point, I'm going to turn it over to Teresa one last time for a demonstration of our dashboard ProjectWise Connection service. Teresa?
With deliverables management, you are able to see how each individual transmitter is progressing. But as a team leader or project manager, you need to see the overall performance of a project. With performance dashboards, you can gain insight on project status and trends on a period of time. You can see the status of your transmittals, how many draft transmittals you have, how many response pending, recalled, and transmitted, as well as how many documents transmitted and how many rejected. You will be able to analyze how your own work is being done. What is the percent of documents rejected against documents transmitted? You can identify potential project issues by visualizing how many transmittals were issued on time and how many late, and those that were late by how many days. Also, you can see how many draft transmittals are on time or overdue. Why do you have so many draft transmittals overdue? Does the design team don't have the documents on time, or the transmittals are just not issued on time? Do you know how many transmittals you must issue next week? Performance Dashboard will help you analyze all this data. Often your contractors are late in responding to transmittals. Do they know who is responsible within their own company why they are late? Performance Dashboard will show you the performance of your contractors, and you can drill down to see which transmitters are late in the responses and who is responsible for these delays. With ProjectWise performance dashboards, you will see exactly how individuals and contractors are contributing on a project. Key performance indicators show the state of your deliverables and reveal bottlenecks. You will see exactly what actions is required and by whom. Then measure project completion based on current progress and trends.
Thanks again, Teresa, for the great demonstration on ProjectWise Connection services. We hope together that this gave you a really good understanding of these services and how you can start to improve how you're sharing information today and collaborating with your project team. As a reminder, you'll be able to use these services to quickly and easily access components for use in your design and analytical work, and you'll be able to do this directly from your design applications. You'll be able to securely share and deliver application data so that you can collaborate with your project team. You'll also be able to easily create, send, receive your transmittals, as well as submittals and RFIs, but most importantly, manage these critical documents and deliverables. And then how you'll be able to benefit from our dashboard capabilities so that you can have an understanding of the deliverables, as well as get a keen understanding of how your contractors are performing and get an overall picture of your project health. So you're probably wondering, well, how do I get started using these services today? Step one is go to connect.bentley.com, and you'll be prompted to create a profile. Once you create that profile, you'll be directed to the Connection Center, and you can start accessing these services. So I'd like to conclude again and thank you all for your participation in today's webinar. At this point, I'm going to turn it over to our moderator. Thanks again.